We welcome Holy Cross coach and student athletes to the stage. We'll make a couple of procedural reminders. First of all, tip for the next game is 7:18. We remind you to raise your hand when you have a question, and we'll direct a mic holder to you. Please ask the question into the mic, so that means waiting until it arrives. If you can, please direct your question to a specific student athlete. We'll direct questions to student athletes after coach's opening statement, and then when questions to those young men have been exhausted, we'll dismiss them. And we will go ahead and now take an opening statement from Coach.
Okay, thank you. We're all disappointed that we didn't give a better account of ourselves this evening, and Oregon had something to do with that. There's a reason why they're number one seed. We really were, not effective offensively, and it seemed like we played pretty tight. And then, as I told Coach Altman afterwards, it's a very good passing team, and they share the ball very nicely. And we really didn't have any answers to stop them. We've been sort of running guys, trying not to allow three-point shots in most of our conference in the playoffs, and that was effective. We told the team, this team, we're more concerned with them, driving and penetrating, and so you want to close out and contain them, and we weren't able to do that. Maybe it was because we've been playing a certain way for about 3 weeks now, and when we went out on guys pretty hard, they were able to get into the seams and either score themselves or find guys around the basket. So we're disappointed. Again, I think that's a very good Oregon team, but we feel like we had a nice run here, and we have something to build on for the future.
Questions for Holy Cross student athletes Malachi Alexander and Robert Champion.
Tom Klaus, Wilkes Review. Robert, you had a high score of the game. Just talk a little bit about what Oregon did and compare their physicality to some of the other teams you recently played.
We knew they were going to be physical. They got big, strong wings. And they played kind of a matchup zone that kind of threw us off a little bit. They changed defenses, and we struggled to score. And a team like that, when you get open looks, you got to knock them down. I think we struggled doing that in the first half and in the second half. But yeah, Oregon, they're a very physical team. I think you saw that on the rebounds too. But it's not really like any team we've recently played, I wouldn't think, which I think is part of the reason why we struggle with it so much. But they're a number one seed for a reason.
Rob, you guys seemed pretty relaxed yesterday. Were you nervous at all when the game started, or in the moments leading up to it?
I don't think so. No. I think we had confidence going into the game. You know what I mean? And maybe somewhere along the line we lost that, but I couldn't tell any difference. Going out there and playing today or going out and playing Wednesday. I don't think it was any nerves or anything like that. We just struggled making shots and struggled rebounding.
Malachi, when did you guys feel the game slipping away?
I think it was just gradual throughout the first half. Like, they just made us uncomfortable on offense, and then, like Coach said, we allowed a lot more paint touches than our past games, and that was really key. When you get down by that margin against a team of that caliber, it's just it's really tough to get back into it.
Robert, what do you learn from an experience like this?
I'm sorry, say it again.
What do you learn from an experience like this?
We learn a lot. You know what I mean? It's like Coach said, it's something that we look forward to building off of. We got majority of our team coming back next year. So like we said in the locker room, we're gonna take a couple weeks off and then get back in the gym and keep working. I think it's it can only be positive. The stuff that you take away, you learn from the negatives, and you've realized what you've done and what you've accomplished, and you move forward and try and do it again.
Howie Sullick, Boston Globe and Portland Tribune. Could you guys just comment on the champion kid, number 25?
Who would you like that question directed to?
Both players, just your impressions of his athleticism and whatnot.
Malachi, let's start with you.
Who are you referring to?
I'm sorry, Boucher. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah, he was a huge presence inside for them. He gave our defense fits just because of his length, and I think we had to do a better job of rotating on that backside. But yeah, he's a good player.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll dismiss the student athletes, and when they've left the stage, we'll direct questions to Coach. Thank you, guys. Questions for Coach Carmody?
Coach Tom Klauskin from Spokes Review. Obviously, you had a tough schedule getting in here early Thursday morning. Do you feel that affected your team at all coming into tonight?
You know, if we lost by 7 and we were dragging, I'd say that. But yeah, this is how we've been. We've been, had a tough travel schedule for about 3 weeks now, 3.5 weeks, and so I wouldn't even think about bringing that up, to tell you the truth.
Bill, what can you say about Rob's performance, not just tonight, but throughout the postseason?
Yeah, I mean, tonight he was he seemed to be really the lone confident guy out there to me. I mean, Anthony was confident enough, but he was missing shots. But Rob was aggressive, and which we stressed to the team. But everybody was hesitating out there, and we get the ball inside and fake up 3 times, and then we just didn't come through. And I think Rob or Malachi said that they made us feel uncomfortable, and they did. But he's been very good. I mean, we wouldn't be here. He hit a circus shot to beat Bucknell, and he's played very well. He's grown throughout the year as a kid too. He's sort of taking charge a little bit and telling guys what to do in a good way. So it's good as a coach to see that kind of development.
Did their athleticism or ability to play above the rim allow them to attack the backside of your zone in ways that you guys hadn't really seen yet?
Well, I mean, the Patriot League doesn't have guys like that, but a lot of guys that can jump and run, and they throw the ball up a lot. But these guys, they're passing. It was on the money each time. Every single pass was just right, and certainly the size and the athleticism, but